Also, I've seen it caused by gut infections. I've seen it caused by living in a moldy environment. Mental stress, heavy metals, fluoride in your toothpaste, chlorine in your city water. So a lot of different factors, and we never know until we actually test. All right, Dr. Jared, Dr. Hermione Granger, I usually get that once alive. Elizabeth, how does it work? How do we book an appointment and send blood work? So there's a couple different ways. If you're local to the Woodbury, Minnesota area, you can come in person, but if you're not local, we can do everything over the phone. So the way you do it is you go through this link in our bio, you schedule that new patient appointment, whether that's in person or over the phone. You can schedule through that link, or you can give our office a call if you don't want to use a link and just get that booked. Now, if you come in person, we're going to do a history and exam. We will do full spine x-rays to see the structure of your spine, because we are chiropractors, so we want to see is there stress on your nervous system, but also signs of inflammation. Does your thyroid seem inflamed? Does your gut seem inflamed? Are there other things we need to take a look at? And then at the end of that appointment, that's when we make the best testing recommendations for you to get down to the bottom of what is in the way of your optimal health, what is in the way of your body healing and restoring. Now, if you're over the phone, it's the exact same process, except we will give you a call. We're going to go through your history, we'll do an exam, and then we can't do x-rays because it's over the phone, but at the end of that appointment, we make the best test recommendations for you to get to the bottom of it. Now, getting your blood work done, if you're not local, we will ship the test kits out to you. We will find a blood draw location in your area. We will give you all of the information and make it as easy as possible. And then we get those test results back to our office and we send them to you, and we go over all of those results over the phone. Connect the dots. What do you need to do to heal and restore your health based off of what that testing is showing us? All right. Bellajem, does fasting hurt the gut? Actually, fasting can be very beneficial. It looks like you're a male, especially for males. So fasting can be very beneficial, especially if you're a male and you're doing like a 24-hour, 48-hour, 72-hour fast. That gives your body, your gut, time to really heal and restore. So for guys, that's great. For women, we don't really want to do fasts like 24-hour, 72-hour fasts, because that is going to deplete our hormones. Now, if you have something like a stomach ulcer, the good may outweigh the bad in that case, but in general, women, intermittent fasting, these little 8-hour, that's not going to be as harmful, but these 24-hour, 72-hour fasts, they're going to deplete your hormones. So for men, it's really beneficial. All right, Josh, thank you for the heart. I'll approve your comment. All right, you guys, if you have health-related questions, I will answer those for you. If they're not health-related, I'm going to skip past them. Blanca, I have panic attacks and anxiety. Can it be hormones? It can be. It can be a few different things. So hormones can be a big one, but another big one would be your gut health. So there's a huge gut-brain connection, and if you have a lot of inflammation within your gut, that does lead to neuroinflammation as well, and that neuroinflammation can lead to that anxiety. So I've seen a lot of patients who come in with anxiety or depression or different mood disorders. It turns out that they have a lot of inflammation within their gut because of maybe they are not digesting their foods properly, or more commonly, it's because they have infections like bacteria, yeast, or parasites that's leading to that inflammation, and that can lead to that panic attacks, anxiety, but also your cortisol hormone, if that's extremely high all the time, can lead to panic attacks as well. We do have a hormone test called the Dutch test. It's a dried urine hormone test that actually is going to test for your stress. And that can give us some good indications of, is it hormone related? Is it more gut related? We can do a 3-day stool. It all depends on your history and what seems to be stressing out your brain and leading to these panic attacks. And we wouldn't know for sure until we actually hop on the phone with you or have that appointment with you and really get a good history and do that exam. Foxy Lady, thank you. You're welcome. All right, be kind to all matters. I have really bad anxiety a few days a week before my cycle. Why, and can it be fixed? So definitely can be related to your hormones. So you have a few different pathways within your liver that you are getting your estrogens out. So we test your hormones in 2 different ways here in our office. The first one is in your blood work. That's going to show us the production of your hormones, which is really important to see. But also, number 2 is in the urine, and that's going to show us how are you taking those hormones and processing them out, detoxing them out of the body, and basically eliminating them. Now, if any of those pathways are slowed down or going too fast or going in the wrong ratio, that can screw a lot of things up for us women. Specifically, there is one pathway within your liver that if it is too low, if it is too slow, or you're not using it enough, it can lead to a lot of mood issues around your period. Moodiness, anxiety, mood swings, depression right before your period. It can be because there's a liver issue. So we need to get testing to really find out for sure what's leading to that issue, but more than likely it is related to those estrogens and how they're getting out through your liver. So be kind to all matters. We'd love to talk to you. Go through the link in our bio, schedule that new patient appointment or that 10-minute discovery call, and we'd love to answer those questions for you. John, quest to normal. What causes fatigue? That's a really huge question. There's a lot of different factors there. One could be thyroid function. So thyroid hormones are what controls metabolism, helps with your energy. If you have really low thyroid hormones, that can lead to a lot of fatigue. Another thing could be hormones. Maybe your adrenal glands are exhausted and they aren't producing enough cortisol to get you through your day. Maybe your cortisol rhythm is completely backwards and you are having trouble waking up in the morning but can't fall asleep at night. Then think about just any inflammatory issues, anything that is causing your body to need to heal and restore your body. Healing takes a lot of that energy. So if your body is focused on healing and putting out inflammation, you're going to feel more tired. So the foods you're eating, if you're eating a lot of inflammatory foods or you are eating your food allergies or you have infections in your gut, those things are going to cause more inflammation and can deplete your energy as well. There's a lot more that can happen besides just that, but those are a few things right off the top of my head. Blanca, and I was vegan and would fast a lot. I feel that messed up everything, like my hormone health, etc. Yes, there is a way to be vegan and potentially be healthy, but it's extremely difficult to get the right amount of protein, to get your B vitamins. Very difficult to just get it from plant sources alone. So very likely your nutrients were depleted. Now, if you were doing a lot of fasting, you were also depleting your nutrients, but also depleting your fat stores, which is how you're going to create your hormones. So that could definitely screw up your hormones, but there's always hope. If you still have your ovaries, you have your uterus, you have your organs that are needed to make your hormones, it is possible, but we do need to heal and restore after that huge stressor that you went through for a while. So Blanca, we would love to help you figure out what you need to do to get your hormones back on track. So go through the link in our bio. We'd love to help you out. We do, you guys, have those 10-minute discovery calls available. So if you are liking what you're hearing and you just want more information, but you're not 100% sure that you're ready to hop on yet, you want to figure out if we will be a good fit for you, schedule that 10-minute discovery call. Now, if you're ready to take your health back into your own hands, you're ready to get that testing, you're ready to find out what's going on, we are here for you, and schedule that new patient appointment. What is the treatment for gut infections with parasites? Depends on what pops up and why it happened. So we are always exposed to bacteria, viruses, yeast, parasites, but our body is supposed to be able to handle those things. For some reason, if you have that gut infection or the parasite, something is going on where you weren't able to fight that off before it got into your intestines. So it depends on what comes back on your stool test, needing support, and then supporting your immune system within your gut to fight those infections, but also making sure that you are even able to detox and get waste out effectively before you actually start addressing those infections. Because if, let's say, you're having a bowel movement once every week, you do not want to start killing off a parasite or a gut infection, because now they're releasing even more toxins, but it's not going anywhere. It's just staying right there, and it's going to cause more inflammation and make you extremely sick. So that's why you need to work with a really competent, qualified provider that can really evaluate, is this something that you can safely start addressing, or is this something that you need to wait until you actually get your detox pathways going first? We work with you on all of that, and we guide you through that every step of the way, completely based off of your own test results in your own body. What causes Sjogren's? So Sjogren's is autoimmune in nature. So we need to find out what's triggering your immune system. So, Sjogren's, there's so many different things that could trigger that for you. Some things that I think about would be infections. There are certain medical interventions that cause a huge dramatic spike in your immune system out of nowhere, due to heavy metals or due to foreign contaminants, and that can lead to autoimmune issues. It could also be your environment. Are you living in a moldy home? Or have you even been bit by a tick and now you have this Lyme issue that has led to that immune system trigger? We are here to help you figure out what is that trigger. There isn't one immune stressor that leads to Sjogren's. We need to find out what was triggering your immune system. John's Quest to Normal. Thanks, you are welcome. And then Dorks. Sorry, I said your name wrong. Can you give an example of a treatment for parasites? So I don't love giving examples because then you're going to go hop on Amazon and try to order all these supplements. But the biggest thing is getting your stomach acid high. So you want to be doing apple cider vinegar before meals, or do something like a betaine HCl before meals. Make sure that your gallbladder is functioning well. There are certain herbs and supplements that will help along the way to support your immune system at getting after that parasite, but it really depends on your body and that parasite. There are also some other supplements that can help with essentially scraping those parasites off the wall of your colon. Now, you can Google parasite cleanses and you're going to find a ton of parasite cleanses you can buy online. But what I'm going to tell you is that if you just buy those, number one, there's no quality control, so you don't know what you're actually getting. And number two, you don't know if your body is ready to get rid of that parasite. Maybe you have that parasite for a reason. Maybe you have a high exposure to heavy metals, and those parasites are actually trying to get those heavy metals from your system. Or maybe those parasites, if you start to kill them off, start to get them out of your body, they actually don't have anywhere to go because you're not having a good enough bowel movement, or you're recycling toxins, or those toxins are going to make you very, very sick. So you need to make sure your body is ready for that, or you could make yourself so much sicker just by trying to get that parasite out. Holly, all my recent blood work is normal, still exhausted. We hear that so often. Everyone tells me, I got all of the blood work done at my doctor, my primary, and I'm completely normal. They said, my thyroid looks great, my immune system looks great, my hormones look great, but I still feel terrible. Well, that's because your primary likely did not do comprehensive testing, because what they're testing for is to see if you need a medication. And if you don't need that medication, they don't have any tools for you. So you need comprehensive testing from a doctor who's going to look at it through the lens of function. What is stressing out your body? What is getting in the way of that proper function? What is leading to that fatigue? And, if you schedule that new patient appointment, you can send in any past labs from the last 2 years, and your doctor will take a look at that and see if maybe your doctor missed something. Very, very common. If your doctor actually did quality blood work and they missed something, we're going to catch on to it. However, for example, let's say that you had a thyroid panel done. Your thyroid panel from your primary is typically just TSH. Guys, TSH is not a thyroid hormone. It is a brain hormone. They didn't even test your thyroid if they only tested TSH. I had a patient come in today that brought in their thyroid panel. It was just TSH. Guys, that's not your thyroid. Your thyroid is going to look at your TSH to see what is your brain demanding of your thyroid, but you need to get your T4 free and total tested. That is what sorry, I'm reading a question here. That is what your thyroid actually makes, but it isn't actually it's not the active form that's going to be used by your body. It has to travel down to your liver to get turned into T3 in order to be used by your body.